Welcome to the Drew Yari Show.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Wednesday, and we are back. It's 9:07 p.m. Central Time here in San Antonio. Summer's already starting, so we're getting prepared for that shit, but that's not important. What's important is, you know who we are. You know who I am. I'm Drew, and with me, as always,
Justin from Spinebuster Tees and SpinebusterTees.com.
All right, so, yeah, tonight's going to be an interesting show, because, no, I know I've said this 3 times already. I apologize, but I'm just welcoming anyone who is listening live or listening on the download. It's going to be one part news and review and one part Q&A. The Q&A was supposed to be this Friday, but we're going to incorporate it tonight. So you got yourself a pretty big show tonight. So I guess to kind of get it out of the way, we usually do show reviews on it. SmackDown and Raw and NXT were kind of not bad, but they were just like, they were a show. I mean, I think NXT was maybe a little bit better, but SmackDown was okay. Raw was one of those shows I think you could have skipped and you wouldn't have missed anything. Is that like
it's like this? It's like, because the draft's coming up, right? Draft's on Friday.
Right.
It's like you're moving out of your apartment and like everything's boxed up and ready to go, and you know, it's just like all you have to pack left is like a couple miscellaneous things. You know what I mean? So, you know, right now these shows are Raw wasn't a good show on Monday. Like, I didn't even remotely enjoy it. There were some things that was okay, but yeah, it's we're setting up for the draft,
right? Which there are rules that WWE just released. As we know, this Friday is going to be the night 1 on SmackDown, and night 2 is going to be on Raw. The rules will be, on SmackDown, there will be 4 rounds, 16 total picks. On Raw, there will be 6 rounds, 24 total picks. Champions on each brand are protected, which is pretty interesting. Women's tag team champions are eligible. SmackDown will pick first on Friday, and Raw will pick first on Monday. Rosters lock Monday on May the 6th, so right after Backlash. So from the way it looks like they're committing to this draft, which, I know you've been pretty hard on, them not committing to this draft, and deservingly so. Me too, because it's just like, oh, this guy's supposed to be on SmackDown, but we're putting him on Raw because reasons. And it makes sense. So for them to hopefully commit to this draft and, maybe even, find a way to distinct both Raw and SmackDown from each other, and not just like this show's red, this show's blue. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this works out. Do you want to start with Dynasty first or the releases?
It's whatever you want to do.
Let's go through the releases, since it seems like we'll take less time with that, because the pay-per-view, I think we might take a little more time with that.
Yeah, sure.
So last Friday, there were some releases happening while SmackDown was going on, which was interesting. Usually they happen after the show or even like a day before the show. But there were, so far since last Friday, there's been 7 wrestlers or superstars released from WWE. So I'll start with the first one, dating back on April 19th, which was last Friday. Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal is released. He claims that he quit. He put up a tweet saying, I quit, Maharaja out. And he just recently did an interview with Chris Van Fleet, which I haven't seen, but I heard good things. Did this come as a shock to you that he was released?
No. None of these names that got released was not a shock to me.
Right. Well, I mean, I say as a shock because, like this is like a guy like Jinder Mahal. I figured he'd be a lifer in WWE. Like, there's certain people that kind of have that cachet of like, it doesn't matter if they're not that good in the ring, just they're well liked in the locker room. You know?
I mean, we thought Ziggler was a lifer, and he got released.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're right. But
and then Jinder Mahal got released before too, as well. So it's like it's budget cuts.
Right. So he's gone. Zion Quinn from NXT, he's released, which that doesn't shock me at all because he was a guy I thought they were going to do something with, and then they just kind of gave up on him. Or I don't know, gave up on him is the right term, but I guess more just like they just realized, okay, what can he do that's different from everybody else? So
he never really improved.
Right. Xia Li, she's someone that had potential, but unfortunately she kept getting start and stop pushes in that McMahon era.
I don't think she really got like a really fair chance on the main roster to even succeed in the first place.
Well, right, because again with McMahon, she kept getting start and stop pushes, and by the time the Triple H era came to be, it was kind of too late. So, I mean, she was very positive in her release. She thanked Triple H, she thanked WWE. I mean, wherever she goes, whether she chooses to continue wrestling or not, I mean, just hoping for the best. Who says you can't come back? So, next is Sangha and Veer, actually. So a tandem.
I mean, I thought Veer had that's one guy right there. Again, I'm not shocked by the release, but again, he did get a little bit of opportunity, but I just think like keeping him in that same gimmick, didn't work for him. And I mentioned this before, when he was getting his little push. How come they didn't put him in suits like how he looked like on Instagram and like Twitter or whatnot? Like, how come you couldn't just make him like a Indian version of Alberto Del Rio? You know what I mean? Like, show him like, hey, I'm class, I'm suave, I'm sophisticated, whatever, right? I just think that, the gimmick that they had a very, very, very limited ceiling, and it showed.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Veer, again, another guy that was had the unfortunate luck of being in the McMahon era of booking. Like, there was that point where they just pushed the shit out of him, and they just had not really push the shit out of him, but like they were pushing those vignettes of Veer is coming, and this was like, how many months were those vignettes going on?
It was like 5-6 months, like legitimately,
which is just fucking weird. And then he comes out, smashes Rey Mysterio and Dom Mysterio, and then just nothing after that. And then they put him with Sangha. And I remember they were just like pushing the shit out of him as far as vignettes. It's like, oh, this is going to be a big team. And then they come out one week, and then they're not booked the next week.
Well, yeah, so, I mean, they were a tag team since NXT and this year, so they didn't really get a big opportunity down there either. And
right.
Same thing on the main roster.
Right, but yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is on paper, I think they look like they should have been more successful, but unfortunately they weren't. Next one, oh boy, sorry, Justin, things are going to get emotional around here. Von Wagner was released.
Damn shame, man. It's a goddamn shame. Like he was the meme of the show, right? But in all seriousness, like he was okay in the ring. Fucking Mike's skills were horrific, but
right.
but it was great, but it was horrific. Like, I mean, I really hope that he, wherever he does, because I don't foresee him like, I'm gonna retire. I can foresee him going to the Indies and, kind to retool himself, maybe give himself a character, because he didn't really have a character either. Like, who was Von Wagner? And they tried, but it just didn't connect with people. You know what I mean? So, but I'm very sad about it. Of course, I'm gonna see what he's doing in the Indies and wish him the best or whatnot. And just because these guys are leaving the company doesn't mean that they will never be back. There could be a chance that they will come back in some fashion, right?
Right.
Very unlikely, but it can happen. But yeah, very, very sad about it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised if he goes like to MLW or Impact or something like that, and he just becomes a star and it's like, oh my god, he's a star. He is good. So, That's probably what's going to happen. So
it does help. It does help to leave and go somewhere else out of your comfort zone to kind of improve. You know what I mean? Because the best example is Drew McIntyre. He got fired and then he went overseas. He went to Impact, and then he learned, and then he got better in the ring, and learned ring psychology and developed a personality. And then he came back and look what happened. Became world champion, and now he's on the best run of his career as far as like a character and match wise. So yeah, for someone like Vaughn, again another guy who came out during the NXT 2.0 era, and from what I heard and from what it was kind of looking like, they wanted to push the shit out of him, make him a big deal. But then when the new regime came in, it's like, okay, we're not gonna do all that for you, but we're gonna do something with you. And I was
comparing. There was that one point that they wanted to push him as the next Edge, like when he before he even debuted. That's what they wanted to do with him. Like, oh, we want to, make him the next Edge, but that clearly did not happen.
I mean, his first freaking match on television was for the NXT Championship. Like, that was just nuts. And then they pair him with Kyle O'Reilly, and then he went heel, and then I don't know what happened after that. And then, I mean, I like this stuff with Robert Stone. I mean, I was kind of turning the corner on him because they were making me care about him as a character. And yeah, like you just said, he was a meme. He was the meme of the show. And his mic skills weren't great, but they were he was entertaining. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, entertaining. But also on top of that as well, let's be serious here for a second. I'm gonna be serious here. I would not want to be matched by Robert Stone.
Yeah, you're right. Because you look at his track record with managing people; they've all been losers.
They've all been released.
Well, Chelsea Green,
even Chelsea, but she ended up coming back. But like everybody, goddamn, everybody got released. Pretty much.
I mean, so far, Robert Stone, he's going to be a producer for NXT, so that's good. So I mean, he has something to offer. But yeah, Von Wagner, whom he again, like you said, he can go elsewhere and get better, and maybe even come back. You never know. Lastly, I mean, I don't know if this is the last one for now, but this is the latest one. Cameron Grimes was released yesterday, actually. Which, I mean, that's not really a shocker because he wasn't really used. He had a big going in NXT for a while. He was getting over, with that gimmick. And then gets to the main roster and was barely used, like Maurice just said.
He didn't have he didn't have an opportunity at all,
which is a shame because I liked him. I liked him because he was talented, he was entertaining, and just again barely used. And then last match on the show was against Braun. It was to make Braun look like a star, and deservedly so. But he posted a video on social media. It was a pretty emotional video. He seemed very hurt by getting released, and again, it seems like a good dude. But I realistically, I think he'll probably go to Impact. He might even go to AEW because I know he's friends with the Hardys. But yeah, a talented guy. I think he'll get a job in 5 seconds.
Well, I mean, and this is why it's important that there are other wrestling organizations, because once you get released, if they're all there is was the indies, and you're living a certain lifestyle, you wouldn't have that opportunity to make that kind of money. So the fact that Impact and AEW is around, that's the reason why. That's the reason why right here is to make sure that we have these companies healthy, so that talent like this can still have an opportunity to feed their families and still have long careers, and that we can enjoy them. So, so that's the main reason why competition is good. So, because it was just WWE, what the fuck, it would just be working for a box of rocks and a handshake or something.
Right. Do you think there's going to be any more releases coming up?
I hope not. I don't want to, but
no. I mean, I don't want anybody to get released. I'm just saying, do you foresee the company releasing more people?
I mean, it's a possibility, but I mean, I really wish that it doesn't have to happen, but it's a business at the end of the day. Some people are getting mad about it, and WWE apparently now they are doing releases differently now, so versus how they did in the past. So
with Johnny Ace,
yeah. But anyway, yeah. I mean, I can foresee it. I just hope it doesn't happen.
Right. We don't want anyone to lose a job, but again, like you said, it's a business, and you can't be everyone's best friend, especially if you're a boss. But that's the news for releases. Let's get to AEW Dynasty. AEW Dynasty was Sunday, April the 21st. It was in the Chaffetz Arena in St. Louis, Missouri. Not sure if I got this. If I got these facts right. This is just what I heard. So don't shoot the messenger. But apparently, it was the lowest drawing pay-per-view either lowest drawing or lowest buys for an AEW pay-per-view. Is that correct?
I haven't heard any news about that. I'm not saying that you're inaccurate, but I haven't heard anything. But again, they're running smaller venues too, so if that's the case, then
which is good.
If that's the case, then likely that's probably the reason why.
I mean, because I said this, months ago, like AEW just needs to pick smaller venues because they stop picking stadiums or arenas that you're not going to fill up. Just go.
I mean, for now. Apparently the attendance was about 7,000, so that would probably, that probably sounds accurate.
7,000 in a 10,000 seat arena. That's what I'm reading. So, again, just wanted to point that out. There were 3 pre-show matches, which, as you can imagine, I did not watch. I think, actually, I take that back. I watched the last one. I watched the winner-take-all unification match for the AEW World Trios Championship and Ring of Honor World 6-Man Tag Team Championship. Jesus Christ. The Bullet Club, Jay White, Austin Gunn, and Colton Gunn defeated the Acclaimed. So now they took all. What'd you think about that match?
I didn't watch it. I was on my way home from the shop.
So you did not see any of the pre-show matches?
No.
Okay. This was okay. It was serviceable. It did its job. It wasn't terrible. Wasn't overly offensive. Just again, the more and more I see Jay White, the more and more I feel bad for him. Because I'm like, oh boy. But
he's so fucking good, man, and
he is good.
And I was preaching before he even signed with AEW, when there was rumors of him going WWE. I was like WWE needs to get Jay White. WWE needs to get Jay White. I don't see him. Like I said, there's no fresh matchups for him. Once he does whatever he does in AEW, then what is he gonna do? And sure enough, look at it. A couple of years later, almost look where we're at now. He's on the fucking pre-show. He's on the pre-show main event. He's not even he's not even the opening contest scheduled for one fall on the main show. Like, Jesus, man.
Yeah, it's rough.
But he's still young, though. He's still young, but yeah, whatever.
All right, so we'll start with the main show. The first matchup was for the AEW Continental Championship. Okada versus Pac. I can't lie, this was a good match. This is a nice way to start the show. Again, just my opinion. I haven't really been too impressed with Okada since he came to AEW. But this is a really good match. I thought he had a good showing. I thought Pac had a really good showing. And good back and forth action. Okada winning as we all kind of figured. But yeah, good match. What'd you think?
Very good match. Okada. So just for the record, Okada doesn't put on 5-star. I won't say he's opposite of Will Ospreay, but he's kind of opposite of Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay just goes gun ho every match. Okada doesn't need to do that. He shows up when he kind of wants to in a way, but for pay-per-views and big time matches, that's where you're gonna get. That's the money that you're gonna be getting paid for when you're Kazuchika Okada. Not
which makes sense.
Oh yeah, not your random match on Dynamite. He'll still give you a good match, but not what you've been expecting. I'll call it 5-star. I'll call it 5-star. I'll call it 5-star. By all means, this wasn't a 5-star. It was probably more let's probably say a 4-star maybe. A low 4-star. but it was a good match. Pac, I mean, we already know, his, what he can do, obviously, since WWE. And Okada, man, like he's, shows why that he is one of the best in the world. Like he's fucking great what he does. So, damn good opening match.
All right. Next is a trios match: House of Black versus Adam Copeland, Eddie Kingston, and Mark Briscoe. It was okay. It was a match. It didn't really do anything spectacular or even really offensive. It was just a match. To me, it was a match that I don't think needed to be on this pay-per-view, but I get why, because it's Adam Copeland. He needed a place on this pay-per-view.
Copeland and Malachi and Kingston,
right.
And
right.
You probably want to put Briscoe on the show since he's ROH champion now. So
right. And they're obviously setting up for Black and Edge, judging by the end of the match. And House of Black won, which good, because I think they needed that win more. But yeah, those are my thoughts. What'd you think?
This, to your point, this match didn't need to be on this pay-per-view. This is a Collision main event. This is not a
good
Dynasty second match. This didn't need to be on the show. I understood why it was on the show. Totally get it. Wasn't a bad match. It would have been a good, Collision main event. It just underwhelmed for this pay-per-view. So, again, good match, but it wasn't pay-per-view worthy.
Exactly. Next was the House Rules match for the AEW TBS Championship. Willow's stipulation was that Sky Blue and Chris Statlander were barred from ringside. You had Willow Nightingale versus Julia Hart, who was the champion. A very quick match, because I'm looking at it, 6 minutes.
Like a semi-squash almost.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm happy, because I love Willow. I know we both like Willow. Yeah. But I don't know why this match was so short. Maybe time constraints. Maybe the main event needed more time, or maybe
TK was like, I hate women.
Maybe.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but it was a very quick match. I was surprised by how quick it was. But Willow won. That's really the only highlight of the match is Willow won, and Mercedes came out and did the confrontation. So they're gonna wrestle at Double or Nothing. But what'd you think?
I love that Willow won. I love Willow, and I think Julia, she's not gonna get her flowers just because of. I won't say that she cooled off completely, but she cooled off in a sense of prominent TV time, but not fan reaction because the fans still love her there. But I will say that she's improved tremendously, and she was just like the cheerleader girl. She was that girl. I don't know if you remember. She was that girl on. She was at some WWE pay per view. Ringside, or like I don't know if you remember when they did like the KFC fucking ad, and she was like sitting like in the like on the floor with like buckets of chicken with these 3 other people. I don't even remember that or not. But anyway, very young Julia Hart.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's like 2018 or some shit like that. Yeah, it's all, yeah, you can find it. But anyway, long story short, like she's improved tremendously, and this is not the end for her. This is only the beginning. Now I will say this. I'm gonna point out there. Tony Khan, if you haven't already. And I don't know about her contract status, but I mentioned this before. You gotta resign her, because if you don't resign her, I can see her husband, Shiley Johnson. I can see him leaving, and if he leaves, she leaves, and that's not good. So you gotta make sure that you keep her happy. So, but Willow winning though, I love Willow. She's awesome. She's amazing. She's like, she's one of those baby faces that it's impossible to hate. Like. Right. Just her energy, just everything about her is great. And she's a damn good wrestler at that, too. So, very happy for Willow. Glad that she, got her flowers. At first, when she came to AEW, it didn't really seem like it seemed like she was just going to be like another random woman. But, no, she worked her way up the card, and Tony Khan obviously likes her enough to give her the title. So very happy for Willow. And can't wait to see his match with her and Mercedes, and I'm assuming Mercedes is going to turn heel. So,
Which makes 1,000 times more fucking sense than her trying to be a face.
I think, and really, when Mercedes came out, it was really just to like kind of stop the parade of the celebration for Willow. So yeah. So I'm letting the story play out and kind of see what happens with that.
Let me ask you something. So like, you brought up Julia Hart possibly going to WWE with her husband. Do you see her going to NXT and maybe teaming up with Thea Hale?
I mean, that's a long ways away. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if she does get signed, are they gonna keep her off TV? That's a, I mean, that's a long ways away. But I don't see Thea Hale move up to the main roster anytime soon either. So, I mean, teaming up with her, I mean,
it'd be an interesting tandem.
I mean, I would like to think that WWE wants to keep her in similar to his gimmick right now.
Well,
unless they make Thea Hale,
say that, a heel.
Yeah, a heel and do a similar gimmick. Yeah, sure, but I mean, I can't really speculate. That's like me speculating, like, oh, do you think, do you think, Drew McIntyre, if he leaves WWE, you think he's gonna, think he's gonna team up with such in AEW? Like, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Drew McIntyre.
Even though that's a bad example, but Drew McIntyre's not leaving, so.
No.
But yeah.
And then Finn Balor announced that he signed back with WWE. Forgot to point that out. All right, so that was that match. Next was for the AEW International Championship, Roderick Strong versus Kyle O'Reilly. I tried to give this match a chance, but I kind of tuned out, unfortunately, because, again, I had the playoffs on, I had this match on, and OKC and New Orleans were having a hell of a game, so my attention was kind of focused on that, so I don't know, Kyle O'Reilly I don't think is bad. I don't care for him personally. I just kind of think he's very bland. Kyle O'Reilly, I like some of his matches, especially some of his matches in NXT. But I don't know. This match, I kind of was not caring about it more than I should. But I did, of course, see the aftermath of when Wardlow came out and then Adam Cole, who can now walk again, came into the ring. It's a miracle. And then, of course, he's giving like the stink eye to Wardlow, which, again, Wardlow might as well just be, have a spot, near the core of the earth because he's that much buried. But I don't know. What'd you think about the match?
I liked the match. I mean, it wasn't like a classic. It wasn't like match of the night. Well, definitely not match of the night, but I mean, I liked it. I mean, it wasn't bad or anything like that. I mean, but again, I'm not going to remember this, by the end of the month. I'm not, by the end of this week, I'm not going to remember this match, but it was good. It's good for what it was.
It was a match that if this was on a Ring of Honor card in 2006, it would have been considered match of the year or just a really good match. But it's like these two guys are good. I know I just said Roderick Strong's boring, but I never said he was bad. Like, he can put on good matches. So can Kyle. But I think it's one of those things of just like, well, we expect these two to have a good match.
I mean, again, coming into this, I mean, there was story there, right? Rather if you've seen it or not, there was story going into this match. This match had, more story than some of the other matches that were coming into the card here. But again, like, it was a good match, but again, it wasn't anything groundbreaking or monumental or anything like that. But, it was fair. It was fair.
And then thoughts on the aftermath of the match?
Oh, well, Adam Cole's back to walking, great. Now what? What are we gonna do? Because he's cold. He's colder than dry ice right now, right? Obviously, he's gonna turn on Wardlow. That's probably gonna lead to not Revolution, but Double or Nothing, right? That may be Wardlow versus Adam Cole at Double or Nothing. Then we'll just see what goes from there. But Adam Cole, he needs to get himself back up to the main event scene, because look, I love Swerve. I said this over the last few weeks. Love Swerve, love Joe, but the main event scene in AEW right now is weak as it's ever been. Period. Just is what it is. Like is what it is. I'm glad that Swerve's champion. Like it's amazing. I love it. But this division, the main event division, is the weakest it's ever been. You got no MJF. You got no Kenny Omega. You got no Hangman Page, which he should be coming back soon. Okada is not part of that. Nucleus right now for the main event scene, and neither is Will Ospreay. So Adam Cole needs to get back. He needs to do what he needs to do with Wardlow. He needs to get built up to the title, or at least in that picture.
No, you're right. You're 100% right. But we'll get to the main event later. But yeah, just so with MJF coming back, I don't know how long he's gonna come. I don't know how long he's supposed to be out. And Double or Nothing, it kind of looks like they're going that way with Cole and Wardlow. Do you foresee like whenever MJF comes back, they might pair him back with Wardlow, or do you think that's just like at that point, who cares?
I mean,
as far as Wardlow goes,
I can see it happening, but it's like, does it matter at this point?
Exactly.
It's very it doesn't matter. No. And I'm not saying that in a bad way for Wardlow because I like Wardlow. I'm just saying as like, okay, you pair him back up with MJF. Okay, now what? Like, what are you gonna do with them next? You know what I mean? So, MJF, and I'm still not convinced MJF's fully gonna be back in AEW, man. I'm just saying.
Yeah, looks that way.
I'm not fully. I keep saying this. Why would you take his AEW shop page down? That is merchandise money that he's missing out on. Period.
So they took him off.
He's missing out on merch money.
I thought they just took him off like the roster page. They took him off the actual roster
that page. And the AEW shop page, the shop AEW page.
That's
so he cannot get like all of his merchandise from the shop AEW page. There's nothing there. He's on that roster list for shop AEW. So again, that's my biggest thing. That's why I say, maybe MJF could show up at WrestleMania. I wouldn't count it out. I am saying this right now. If he signs back, great. But I'm fully convinced right now that he's not signed. I am to the belief that he's not signed. There's no news sources. I know it's not Meltzer, it's not Alvarez, it's not Sean Ross Sapp, it's not Mike Johnson, it's nobody that's giving me this information. You can just look at it. Like, why would they take someone's page down for this long amount of time and knowing that they get merch money based off of those sales? There's something going on here. Read between the lines.
I mean, I don't know. You've kind of been right about certain shit on the show. Most notably, what's going on with the Bloodline. So, I don't know.
Read between the lines. I'm not saying that, MJF signed to WWE. What I'm saying is that I don't think he's signed with AEW currently, officially, because if you take his store down and you take him off the roster page from AEW.com, that's saying something. That's saying a lot. You know what I mean? To me, they didn't take CM Punk down when he first during the first brawl out, right? With the anticipation, he may get fired, this, that, and the other, or he may get let go. Remember the rumors where it's like, CM Punk, he's already going to be let go from AEW, this, that, and the other. They didn't take CM Punk down, but they took MJF down. So, just, I don't know. It's weird. It's very weird.
Again, if that were to happen, you're getting 100% the full credit for this shit. Like, Justin said it first when it does happen, if it happens. All right. Next is the FTW rules match for the FTW Championship. Chris Jericho versus Hook. Lots of go home Jericho, lots of Fozzy sucks chants from the crowd. Hook is basically going to WWE at this point, right?
I will say not 100% for sure, but I really think that there's a strong possibility.
Right. This was just a bad match. This was bad. Just Jericho again, just on the long list. I don't want to say long list, but on a list of people that I just have go away heat with me. This is bad. What else can I say? This is horrible. This is awful. This is not a good match at all. Yeah. I'm not even a big Hook fan. I guess I'll make that clear. I'm not even a big Hook fan, but I felt bad for Hook in this match. And the lead up to this match was bad. Just that segment on the Dynamite before the pay-per-view, where Hook is in the ring, just like sitting in the corner, eating potato chips while his dad's like trying to talk to Jericho, and then Jericho.
Well, I disagree. I thought that was a pretty good segment, but yeah, this match was terrible.
Yeah, bad match. But what else can I say? It was bad. But what do you think?
That this match was terrible. It's not Hook's fault. Not Hook's fault. Won't really say it's Jericho's fault either. Like, as far as, like, because, there were some spots, and, there were some dangerous spots in the match and things of that nature. So, like, on paper, it should have been entertaining, but the reason why people are shitting all over it, I don't think people were shitting all over because of the match itself. People are shitting all over it because of Jericho and, like, people, these wrestlers that get sucked in the Jericho universe and they don't amount to anything. And kind of like what happened tonight, because I did see the learning tree shit and fucking Big Cass came out, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? So that's what people are upset about. Like, if people were still like good with Jericho, people would have said, "Hey, this was a good match. Not a terrible match, but this is a good match." The only reason why it was bad because there's a crowd shot on it and of the chants and all that shit because people are tired of Jericho. That's why people are calling it a bad match. Not because what happened in the ring. It's because of the reaction to Chris Jericho.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, just anything with Jericho doesn't seem to work. Again, anytime Jericho does anything on the show, it's not good. In my opinion. In my wholehearted opinion. I'm not trying to speak for everybody else. I'm just, Jericho doing anything with younger talent, or even main event talent, just doesn't work. The last good thing he did on the show was with Ospreay at the match at Wembley. But other than that...
That was a while ago, too.
Yeah, like getting sucked into the black hole known as Chris Jericho. Other than MJF, no one really comes out for the better. Or, Ospreay, I'll throw Ospreay in there as well. But
wait, what?
I said Ospreay.
Wait, what about Ospreay?
No, I said getting sucked into the black hole known as Jericho. Other than MJF and Ospreay, no one comes out.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? Ospreay wasn't in this match. Yeah, no. Totally agree. It's and another thing. I know that we haven't really talked about Dynamite tonight, but Jericho gets a microphone celebration. Then Willow gets the microphone and a little bit of celebration, but Swerve wins the title, and he got nothing. Got not a match or a celebration.
That didn't make any fucking sense. Like, and we're not gonna jump ahead yet, but like, yeah, it's just like the first ever African American AEW World Champion, and no celebration, no you still got it, no him coming out and thanking the fans.
You still got it. I never left.
You know what I mean? But it's just like him coming out, just having like a by the numbers match with fucking Kyle Fletcher, which again, not shitting on Kyle Fletcher, I think he's good, but it's like, really? This is what you do with your first ever African American world champion? A guy that you've been wanting to push and people have been wanting to see him as a champion? Or a world champion?
Tony Khan's good at the build, but the aftermath, like, it showed that, for the most part, that he's been very, very bad at it. I think that's the weakest part of his booking is the aftermath on everything.
Yep. But I don't know, just just even like the AEW faithfuls have already started to turn the corner of like, this shit is stupid. Like fucking Jason Solomon and JD. Like JD finally just said this shit is whack. Like none of this shit makes any sense. Like even like,
well, I mean, not to defend, but he's been saying that for like almost a year now.
well, yeah, but like, you know, just you know what I mean. Like just those faithfuls of like AEW is perfect and they can do no wrong. Now it's just like, yeah, this
no. JD and Solomon Monster, I think they're a little bit more balanced. You want to talk about a guy who fucking eats, leaves, and breathes fucking AEW, doesn't think they can do wrong? Tranquilo Club. Oh, you don't know anything about Tranquilo Club because he's not that big on YouTube, but that motherfucker is like, fuck the Fed, and oh my god, their slave names, and oh my god, Tony Khan, like, you know, just that guy right there is a fucking nut job.
Or was it Real One on fucking Twitter? Fuck that guy.
I don't know who that is.
He's a AEW Real One. It's weird because he has a picture of John Cena in his avatar, but he's like the biggest AEW cocksucker. And
I mean, there's another guy on on Twitter. He has a picture of Christian Cage, and he's a WWE guy. So,
RJ's friends with him. I'm like, RJ, why are you this dude's friend? He's like, it's a gimmick. He's working people. I'm like, okay.
Well, I mean, well, people can be friends with. They can be friends with. I mean,
no, I must judge you for your friends. I'm playing. But RJ's here. What's up, RJ? Yeah, we got.
Even RJ was here.
Man, no, but I guess just a word of the wise. Drew summoned RJ. I did. I guess just a word of the wise. I got to remind people of this. If you're having trouble hearing me, or even the Wrestling Soup shows in general on Discord, and you have an iPhone, it's not our fault. It's the app. So if you go to WrestlingSoup.com, you can listen to the Discord shows through the website. It actually works 1,000 times better. So just a word of the wise. Right. Next is the AEW Women's World Championship. Timeless Toni Storm versus Mariah May. What'd you think?
Ooh.
Oh, not Mariah May. I'm sorry. Toni Storm versus Thunder Rosa. I'm sorry.
It was like, I missed that match. That match should be coming sooner rather than later. Damn good match. Damn good women's match. Thunder's great. I mean, she's awesome. Outside being good people to meet always, but that was a really very, very good match. Very, very good match. Thunder never lost the title. This is her first match since vacating the championship for the title. Toni Storm is showing why she is one of the best gimmicks and wrestlers for the women's division in AEW, and she's living up to that expectation. Thunder Rosa was getting some chance, so was Toni Storm. Toni Storm won, which was the right decision. It's good stuff. And also as well, the funny thing is that Thunder didn't wear any makeup, which he usually does, and Toni wore this fucking kicked on white makeup. So yeah. But it was a good match. I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good match. You had, two women who can work. So there was really no doubt that it was going to be good. I mean, I thought it could have been better. But I mean, just, it didn't leave me with a bad taste in my mouth. So, Toni Storm won, which we all expected.
Hold on. I got my door's ringing. Hold on. I'll be right back.
All right. But yeah, Toni Storm won, which we all expected. I don't know how all of y'all feel. Hold on. RJ's texting me. All right, just text him back. Yeah, I mean, the match could have been a little bit better. Maybe it's because I'm biased and I like Rosa. The Toni Storm gimmick, I don't hate, but I think it's a little. I don't want to say dated because it just sounds odd, but it's like I think it's a little bit past its expiration date, in my opinion. Like it was fun for like the past, few months, but just something about it just isn't really clicking for me anymore. I don't know how you guys feel. How do you feel about the timeless gimmick? But yeah, the women's division just, kind of like the main event scene for the men. Like it's very lopsided. Just there's very few viable women's contenders. You know what I mean? Like, where's Jamie Hayter? Is she still hurt? Willow, I love her, but what can she do? I mean, I don't want to say what can she do. It all comes down to Tony. What's Tony gonna do? Tony knows how to book matches, but when it comes to the aftermath, it's like, what? I mean, I don't know. I guess they're keeping on Tony because she has the gimmick and it's interesting enough. So, and then Rosa, I don't know. I want to see Rosa just leave. Just there's a majority of those people on the show where I'm like, they're good, but I just want to see them leave and go somewhere else. Not even just WWE. I mean, fuck, go to TNA. Willow, I love. I would rather see her in WWE. Like, I fucking think Triple H would be thirsting. Well, like his mouth is watering just to sign her. She would be fucking great on the roster. Rosa, I don't see going to WWE. I mean, I would love her, but I love her to go to WWE. I don't see her going. I mean, she has her fed, so I think she's fine. I can realistically see her going to maybe Impact. But we have 3 more matches on the card. But yeah, this pay-per-view didn't seem as long as most AEW pay-per-views do. I mean, granted, it did end around 11, which is like, I don't know, Tony. I get you want these matches to be longer, you know, more bang for their buck, but it's like, come on, you got to find a way to get everyone out of here around 10. Well, 10 p.m. Central my time. Maybe I'm just asking for too much. But yeah, that was the match. But I guess in the meantime, before Justin gets back, because he just says door is ringing. How's everyone doing tonight? Everyone watching the NBA playoffs? Any basketball fans in here? Who are y'all going for? Who do you think's gonna come out of the West? Who do you think's gonna come out of the East? Anybody? Bueller. All right, I see. The East.
All right, sorry about that.
All right,
just got back.
All right. Everything good?
Yeah.
All right. Kyle said the Bucks are going to lose in the first round. It looks like they will. Yeah, we're just talking basketball while you were out. All right. So we have 3 more matches. The next match is the match that everyone's talking about. The singles match: Will Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson.
I want to hear your opinion first about it. I just want to make sure that I'm not overrating it.
Fuck match. No, I'm playing. No, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good match. I wouldn't say I thought it was a great match, but I thought it was a really, really good match. Ospreay, I think, is a good wrestler. I think a lot of his matches are good. I kind of wish, like you just mentioned earlier, because with Okada, it's like Okada saves all the good shit for the pay-per-views. Ospreay likes to go at 10,000 miles an hour, even on like a Rampage, which it's just like, okay, not every match needs to be the main event of WrestleMania. Save it for the pay-per-view, but it's Ospreay, and people like him, so hey, I can't shit on that.
He's super over, man.
Yeah, he's over. I mean, I can't front on that. He's not my cup of tea, but he's over. But yeah, this match was good. I mean, it's Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson's always going to have a great match, and he's on his retirement tour. or retirement tour, part-time tour, whatever you want to say it. But there was no way this match wasn't going to be anything other than, great. Just really good back and forth. I mean, Bryan Danielson is a really goddamn good actor because he was selling a lot of the spots, especially the spot at the end of the match, which I was kind of confused about. But
what were you confused about it?
I was confused because I'm like, okay, why is there an injury spot at the end of the match? Like, is it going to play into the storyline with them? Are they going to have a rematch? But I mean, again, it was just like, I don't know if I would have done that. But just good back and forth action. These guys kick the other ever living shit out of each other. I was expecting blood out of Danielson unless I missed something. But
no blood. Yeah,
the people loved it. The match delivered. I'm pretty sure it's going to be on everyone's match of the year list. Might even be their match of the year in general. I didn't hate the match. I was fair. I judged it, the way I usually judge everything, and I thought it was really good. Can't complain. Or I can't really say anything negative about the match other than the ending. But the floor is yours.
Yeah, this match was fucking incredible. Now, with that being said, I did, obviously I said this, this match didn't have no story going into it, right? Had no story going into it, but the in-ring was so fucking incredible. Now, I will say this. This is, as of right now, the best wrestling match of the year. The best in-ring match of the year. This is it. This is not my match of the year as of right now. It may change depending how I feel in December. I still got Cody and Roman from Mania 2 as my match of the year. Now, this match was a better in-ring wrestling match. I have this higher rated star-wise as well, right? But even though I have this higher rated, my favorite match and my match of the year is Cody and Roman due to what it meant because of the story involved with it, right? This match though was super incredible, man. The spots, the counters, the acrobatics, everything with it was just spot on, incredible. Will Ospreay, just he's fucking amazing. He's the fucking man. Like, he's so fucking good at what he does. Danielson, fucking great. Like, he's one of the best of all time, and he showed that too as well. But there's a lot of people online that were bitching and complaining about this match because there was no story, which I just went through. Well, there were other matches in history that people loved and say that they're classics that had no story. What about Rhea Ripley and Charlotte last year? What was the story built to that match?
Really nothing.
Absolutely fucking nothing, right? And I think that if that was your match of the year, right? Last year. Yeah, that was match of the year. So you can have classic matches, like wrestling matches, without the story, because it's been proven before. Shinsuke Nakamura and Sami Zayn. There was no story for that match. It was just, hey, this is Nakamura's debut. That was it. There was no build. There was no actual build for the match. It was like, maybe, right. It was like, this could be Sammy's farewell, whatever. But like, we didn't know that at the time. Like, it wasn't like a foregone conclusion. So there's been matches in the past that actually had no story and became classics. This is going to be one of those. This is going to be one of those situations where this match had no build up, and this ended up being a classic match. Now, there's also been talk. Gotta address this because this is, this match is very controversial. I saw on social media, I believe, it was Alvarez. I think Alvarez said this was the best wrestling match in the history of the United States.
Which it's not.
Look, you gotta look at it this way. Everyone has their own cup of tea. Is it my favorite wrestling match in the history of the United States? No, it's not. It's not. To me, personally. You know what I mean? but everyone enjoys what they enjoy, right? Some people like to go to McDonald's, some people like to go to Burger King, some people like to go to Whataburger, and so on and so forth, right? Like, if you think that this is the best match of the year, and this is one of the best matches that you've ever seen, it's the best match in the history of the United States, I am not going to judge you and say, no, you're wrong. You're wrong. It's not my personal choice. I don't think this, to me personally, I don't think this is the best match in the history of the United States. I thought there was other matches as well. And also as well, it's too early to even tell that, because, this match is happening on Sunday. Let's see how it fares up 2 or 3 years from now if people are still feeling that way, right? You know what I mean? So I thought this match was incredible. To me, this is going to go down as the best wrestling in-ring match of the year. Not my personal match of the year. That goes to Cody and Roman. I just thought the story obviously overtook that, but this is the match of the year as far as in-ring. Unless something else crazy happens, but we're in April, we're about to be in May. We still got 7 months left, so that may change. You never know, because Ospreay can pull on something. Hell, you never know. WWE may pull on a shocker and give you a fucking 7-star match, but we'll have to wait and see. But this match was fucking incredible. It deserves all the accolades that it's getting. I don't know if you want to comment on as far as this. People rating this match of the year and match of the decade and best match in the United States. What's your opinion on that?
I mean, again, you know how I kind of feel when it comes to someone like Ospreay. Again, I don't hate the guy. I've said time and time again, I think he's very good.
Not even just Ospreay, Danielson was part of it too.
I mean, Danielson's. I'm biased when it comes to Danielson. I mean, I love Danielson. Match of the decade. I mean, when the decade's not even. We're not even halfway to the decade. Again, if you want to call this your match of the year, I'm fine with that. I'm not going to judge you.
That's the match in the history of the United States?
No, fuck no. There's been much better matches in the United States. Like fucking, I can't even think of all of them because I remember I made a list of them. I mean, Bret Hart and Austin, WrestleMania 13. Are we forgetting that existed? Shawn Michaels and Undertaker, WrestleMania 25. Are we forgetting that existed? Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle.
But to your point, yes.
You know what I mean? I'll give an AEW match credit. Danielson and MJF from last year, the Iron Man match. Yeah, that was great.
Do you think that? So, if someone were to tell you that, hey, this is my opinion, I think this is, I think this is the best. I think I agree as this is being one of the best matches in the history of the United States for this, that, and reason. Again, you don't have to agree with them, but would you understand as far as okay, well, I don't agree with you, but I see where you're coming from on why you like it.
I think if kind of like you, I'll use you as an example. You at least give constructed, well thought out reasons why you like something and why you dislike something. I think if you just have that tribalistic mindset of fuck the Fed, this is real wrestling, yada yada yada, then you know what I mean. So just again, AEW is good for wrestling in a sense where it's another company where people can work, and if that's your style of wrestling, if that's your favorite kind of wrestling, okay, I'm not gonna judge you, but it's I don't want to turn this into another argument about something that it really isn't, but it's just the same people who say enjoy wrestling, not you, but just the same people who say enjoy wrestling are the same ones that try to that just prove our points as to why this is, why this feels like a cult rather than a wrestling fandom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I can just start to see, but I mean, I think, and even at me too, I think. As a community, we always focus on the negatives, the negative side of fans, not knowing that, to every one negative fan, or not, I won't say negative fan, but tribalistic fan, that's probably the better way to say it. To every one tribalistic fan, there's probably 10 fans who are just hey, I just love wrestling, and, hey, I lean a little bit more towards of WWE, hey, I lean a little bit towards of, GCW. Hey, I lean a little bit towards more AEW, but I love all wrestling in general. like, do you think that not just you or me, or do you think like all wrestling fans in this community, for the most part, not always, kind of focus on the few that are very tribalistic versus, just the fans who are just enjoying what they see?
I think, unfortunately, you focus more on the negatives because, like, it's good to see the positives, but it just seems like the positives are just very few and far between. You know what I mean? So, it's good to see the positives. For example, with the negatives, their media scrum, they just kept talking about WWE.
Well, I'm not talking about AEW. I'm talking about fans in general.
Right, but like, unfortunately, this kind of goes towards the company. But yeah, with fans, it's just like, it's good to see the positives, but like the negatives, unfortunately, outweigh the positives. And I hate to talk about the negatives, but the negatives just like they kind of creep themselves in, unfortunately, to where we have to talk about them.
Yeah, I mean, I do have some agreement with you there, but personally, me, like when I'm on social media, I see mostly most fair and I won't say fair and balanced, but there are some things I disagree with, obviously, on some things. But I mean, I don't know if it's just because of my particular Twitter. There are a few assholes out there, obviously, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, I see more of people who are just liking wrestling to like wrestling, and also as well, like, I see some people out there like, oh man, fucking Cody's boring already. Oh my god, fuck Bailey and all this shit, and I'm like, what? Like, like the Diva Stan accounts and things of that nature. Then I see other fans that are like, Will Ospreay and Bryan Danielson was overrated, or Chris Jericho's a cancer of wrestling. He's a cancer. Well, all right. Like, I'm not liking what he's doing, but cancer, yeah, a little bit too far. You know what I mean? So it's like you can get back constructive criticism, but like I think a lot of fans go way too far. They go way too far left or way too far right. They don't know how to balance themselves in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely right. I mean, because like I was watching the fan reactions for the match that. Of course, you had the ones that were like, oh, my best match of the year. That was a great match, yada, yada, yada. And then, of course, you had the ones that had to make it about WWE, like, oh, that's better than, Cody and Roman, blah, blah, blah. And then, again, I hate to correspond this with the wrestlers, but it's like, you see Brian Cage, again, having to make it tribalistic and say, it doesn't matter if you finished your story, they didn't have anything on that match. It's like, shut the fuck up, you.
Well, yeah. I mean, I get it. I 100% get it. I get it. Like, he shouldn't have said that because I saw that on Twitter. Like, at the same time, it's like, oh, I'm just not protecting my company, but like, I'm gonna be the raw guy for my company. But at the end of the day, it kind of makes you look stupid when you do that. So
exactly. But we have two more matches, and then we'll get to questions and answers. Tournament final ladder match for the vacant AEW World Tag Team Championships. Matthew Jackson and Nicholas Jackson versus FTR. What'd you think about the match?
I already know how you feel about this match without even speaking to you about it. I will say this: if this match didn't follow Ospreay and Danielson, this would be looked a little bit more fondly. But since it followed that, the crowd was out of it, and they weren't getting necessary pops. I mean, as a match itself, I mean, there's no way you can have a bad ladder match, but just following Ospreay and Danielson, it wasn't. I wasn't fully invested into it due to coming down from that last match, and obviously as well. The fucking story, which it was none. I think that really hurt the match too. Well, the build, how should I say, the build up that ended up becoming a build up because of something else to this match. So, yeah, I mean the match itself, like it wasn't like a bad ladder match. Like I don't think you can have like a bad ladder match. But it wasn't anything like special And plus, Jack Perry coming back, he did get a nice reaction of Jack Perry. So, rather if you like Jack Perry or not, he did get a reaction.
Yeah, I did see that. But yeah, the scapegoat is now with the Elite. So, I guess. Flash forward to tonight on Dynamite. Jack Perry came out, returning to Dynamite, and requested that Tony Khan come out and talk to Tony Khan, saying that, we haven't seen eye to eye, but I want you to shake my hand and reinstate me in AEW. And then hit some on the rib or in his stomach with the microphone. And then the Elite come out and say, "What are you doing?" And then they put him in the Meltzer driver.
Sorry, but to backtrack on that, he hits him in a rib. Tony Khan act like he got fucking sniped. Oh my god, that was incredible.
Oh god. But yeah, they put him in the Meltzer driver, and then they left the ring, and then the locker room emptied out, checking on him. And then Shad Khan.
Yeah, I'm about to say his dad came out there. Yeah,
making his Dynamite debut. Apparently, I don't know if this is a joke. You can hear Shad Khan saying, "Where's my money, son?" Oh boy. But yeah, that segment.
I will say, I will say that got a slight chuckle out of me. I will say this though. So this is the issue I had with the. I gotta let this breathe. I gotta watch it again and kind of. But the one thing I'm gonna point out immediately. So you have Jungle Boy, Jack Perry. I'm sorry, hit Tony Khan, right? After he attacks Tony Khan, and the Young Bucks coming out there with the Okada, and them doing the Meltzer driver, how long did that take?
Took, I don't know,
like a couple minutes.
Yeah.
So you mean to tell me, within those 2 minutes, at least, no one came out there to help the owner of the company?
Nope.
But as soon as they go backstage, then all the wrestlers come out with Shad Khan. Where were y'all at? What were y'all doing?
I guess they just assumed the EVPs would, not be dicks. I don't know. I don't fucking know anything about this company.
But what I'm saying is, even at that, like, they're on them in the Meltzer drive position and all that, like, I don't know. That was stupid. That was stupid. But I'm gonna let the storyline play out. I'm gonna let it play out. I mean, it may be this may be. I think Tony Khan was thinking like, "Oh, this is gonna be my fucking, Vince McMahon, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Madison Square Garden moment where Stone Cold stunned Austin for the first time." I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with this. I don't have faith, but I'll give it a chance.
I've lost faith a long time ago. All right, main event. You have the singles match for the AEW World Championship. Swerve Strickland with Prince Nana coming out as Black Panther. Well, actually, Killmonger. Versus Samoa Joe, the champion. By this time, to me, I think the crowd was already kind of tapped out, and they kind of figured where this match was going to go. Not a bad match by any means. I mean, I love Joe. Swerve I like, even though sometimes I'm a little lukewarm on him, depending on who he's working with. But I do like Swerve, and Swerve won, as we all suspected. And yeah, he got his moment with the crowd. He celebrated, and we all know what happened tonight. But yeah, Swerve won. Good Swerve. I've always liked Swerve. I was always baffled when he was in NXT and he was doing jobs for Leon Ruffin, which made no fucking sense. And yeah, but what'd you think about the match?
Good match. I thought it was a good main event. Swerve in a wing was the right decision, obviously. Again, as I mentioned, this AEW is their weakest main event division ever. They did not do a good job tonight with starting off Swerve's title reign. I'm gonna give it a shot. Like anything that's new, I'm going to give a shot. Like whatever happened, like even like in WWE when Vince was there, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna give this a shot. But if it starts sucking, I'm gonna shit on it. So, but again, Khan, the weakest part about Tony Khan and his booking is the aftermath. when he puts his mind towards a feud or building someone up, if he's really trying to, he's gonna put his heart and soul into it, and a lot of times he's good at it. But the aftermath, his track record is under 10%. Like, for literally everything. Wardlow, I don't know how many times, right? You got the fucking Undisputed Kingdom. You got many times. Hangman's title reign. Hangman Page's title reign. You got all these aftermaths. Like, how many times fucking Sammy Guevara's been TNT champion? That flip-flopping back and forth shit. Fucking Scorpio Sky becoming TNT champion. And it just, everything with the aftermath. The build, and once it reaches apex, great. For the most part, pretty good to great. But the aftermath has been horrific for Tony Khan.
Yeah. That was Dynasty, people. That's everything we had to really go over and review.
Yeah, so, but Dynasty though, just a rant for me, I'll probably give it maybe a 7. I think. Not 6.5 actually. I think, like, again, you got Ospreay and Danielson, you got Okada and Pac, Thunder and Tony Storm. I thought those were all good matches. The main event was good, obviously. So, but there was, like, the middle of the card. Most of the middle of the card was yeah.
Probably about the same. I'll give it that a 7. All right, Q&A, people. We don't have that many questions, so we'll try to breeze through some of these. CM Goof has
because of the timing of everything. So
right, CM Goof has the first batch of questions. If the lawsuit against Vince McMahon is brought to trial, and a jury somehow, some way, miraculously finds Vince McMahon not guilty on all counts, how hard will anti-wrestling fans rage on the internet? I'm pretty sure there'll be that small crop of people that want Vince to die are gonna rage, but I don't think it's gonna be that bad.
I really don't give a fuck because it doesn't affect WWE TV. No. I don't care what happens with the outcome of this trial. If he gets guilty, great, because he deserves to be guilty. But if he's not guilty, I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, you should be guilty. Like, no, like, I'm just gonna focus on fucking TV. Like, that shit doesn't fucking matter to me.
Right. Yeah, Vince ain't coming back. Like, this is a situation where Vince is never going to come back. Ari Emanuel owns the company. He is not going to bring Vince back under any circumstances. So, Vince is gone. This doesn't mean anything. So, next question. Are the Smurfs a cult? I mean, probably. I think so.
I guess so. Sure.
Number 3. Hit me with your best knock-knock joke.
My best knock-knock joke?
Mm-hmm.
I guess knock-knock.
Who's there?
Voodoo.
Voodoo who?
Voodoo, you think you are asking me all these questions.
Okay. I got one. All right. Knock, knock.
Sure. Who's there?
Interrupting cow.
What?
Interrupting cow.
Interrupting cow.
Moo. Those were
both of ours were terrible.
All right. What's a scarier quality in a horror movie villain? An ordinary person who has a reason for why they're so evil, or an ordinary person who's just messed up for no reason?
Probably say the first one for me.
Yeah, the first one, because there's more logic to it. Because, like, if it's someone where it's just like they could easily just be a good person, but they allow life to fuck them up, and that makes more sense. When it's just somebody who's like, rawr, I hate everybody because I was born evil, rawr. You know what I mean? Like, that's not as interesting. It's not sexy enough, I'll just put it that way. Why do so many comic book fans and non-comic book fans put the responsibility of not killing the Joker on Batman when almost everyone in Gotham City has an opportunity or motive to do so, especially GCPD and other criminals? Mainly because the Joker is, like, smarter than most of the GCPD. and he has a way of manipulating people, whereas Batman has all these resources and he has, all this strength and the ability to beat the shit out of people and actually kill. So, I don't know. I've always been on the side of, the Joker should have fucking been dead already and Batman should have killed him. Instead of saving him when saving him all these times when he really shouldn't have fucking done so, but whatever. I don't know. What do you think?
Whatever he said. I have no opinion.
All right. Do you think you think Batman should have killed Joker or no?
No.
Okay.
Because you know what? You know what happens when you kill the Joker? You lose your audience.
You go down a dark path.
You lose your audience. No. You need Batman Joker. No, you don't kill the Joker.
Right. Who would win in a fight? Master Shake from Alcatraz Hunger Force or a drunk, I'm assuming this is Anna, armed only with a half-eaten bag of beef jerky, which she believes gives her sexual powers?
I have no idea. I'm just going to go with the second choice.
Okay, I'll go with Anna. Anna's pretty scrappy. Thoughts on Brad Jones, a.k.a. the Cinema Snob? I have no idea who that is.
Yeah, I think I've heard of it. I think I've heard of the Cinema Snob, but I can't have an opinion on him because I don't think I've recall seeing. I may have seen his videos before, but nothing I can actually recall that I remember from him. So,
which of the following video game series should be made into a TV series or movie next? Streets of Rage, Golden Axe, or Lee Carvalho's Pudding Challenge? You're probably gonna be shocked. I never played Streets of Rage. Golden Axe I've played maybe once, and I have no idea what putting. Oh, actually, I do know what Pudding Challenge is. I guess make Streets of Rage into a series. Golden Axe can probably be a series, maybe a animated, and Pudding Challenge movie. I guess whatever. What do you think?
I think he asked what should be made into out of those three. I'll just say Golden Axe because I love Streets of Rage. I love Streets of Rage, but I can't really see it being a TV show or a movie. I think Golden Axe would be a good TV show. These are just make it like fucking Game of Thrones kind of. But yeah, but anyway.
And then F, Marry, Kill. So we got to open something.
All right.
You have it open?
Yep.
All right. F, Marry, Kill. Gia Scott. She's on the Indies. Ivy Nile. And then Selena De La Renta.
He's always on this.
My Mary, I would say... Oy. I guess Selena De La Renta I'd marry, I'd F Gia Scott, and then I'd kill Ivy Nile.
Same thing.
All right. Thank you, Goof.
Just by the way, I didn't get to catch much of AEW Night, but I did get to see Mina Shirakawa. Oh my god, she's just the greatest. That's all I'll say.
Right.
The best.
Then next is Maurice. Why do people have a problem with wrestlers having theme attires based off of comics and manga characters? I mean, I personally don't. My only issue is if you're going to come out in cosplay, I would say save it for a big event or for just a special match and not just the first match on Dynamite. So, I mean, again, it doesn't really bother me the way it does certain people. So, I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, it doesn't bother me either. I mean, if they want to have... I mean, they can do it whenever they want. It's their fucking money. They can, but... I don't care. I mean, if it's something that they like and they want to express themselves, fuck it.
Yeah. Next is Anna, Space Ghost, Goof, Zorak, and Sky Moltar. Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Yes.
Lastly was the kid singing "You Got the Whole World" 10 years ago to John Cena, the corniest thing ever. I don't think so.
It ranks up there. Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, it was pretty corny. I don't know if it was the corniest thing ever, but it's like Justin just said, it's up there. Right, so I think that's enough from Maurice for now. Kyle K. Both wrestling and politics are full of tribalism. If you were to look at politics like wrestling, AEW is similar to people on the far left and far right who can't take criticism and can't accept viewpoints other than their own. They both cater to a hardcore minority fan base. Meanwhile, the WWE is similar to the moderates on both left and right, who are the traditional aspects of wrestling and politics. What do you think about my wrestling politics analogy? I think that was kind of right on the money.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, just WWE likes to cater to a broader audience, and AEW's stuck in that mindset of like we must cater to our own audience. So yeah, just what else can be said, Kyle? You hit it right on the money. Good for you, Kyle.
I will say this though. Anytime I pull in WWE matches in my shop, casual people walk by, they rarely stop in, or they, because the people, they'll look at the TV like, oh, you watching wrestling? Yeah, it's a wrestling shop. I'm like, oh my god, I didn't know that. I get that all the fucking time. But more people tend to like actually stop and watch an AEW match, not the full match, but maybe for like a couple minutes, due to all the acrobats and stuff. So,
okay. All right. Next is, what would your reaction be if Solo had his entrance theme changed to the 2010 song "I'm Riding Solo" by Jason Derulo?
The fact that I do not like Jason Derulo whatsoever, I just think he's a Chris Brown for white people. Hey, it is what it is. He's Chris Brown for white people. He's not accepted in our community like that. That'll be one of the worst fucking things that can ever happen to a wrestler.
I don't really have anything to add to that. All right. Drew and Justin, are you members of the FBI, the female body inspectors? I don't think we can divulge that information.
Yes.
God damn it. You gave away our cover. You gave away our cover, Justin. Now we got to come up with other fake names. How are the taxes in Texas?
No, it's okay. It's not bad. Hasn't changed in forever. We have no state taxes here, so that's good.
Yeah. If CM Punk is the best in the world, then who in wrestling is the worst in the world?
We don't know them.
Exactly.
Because the worst wrestler in the world we've never seen before. Because they can't take bumps. They can't do any moves. They can't run the ropes. They can't sell. Like, who's the worst in the world? We've never seen that wrestler before. Because they never ever been on TV. They never had an indie show. That's the worst wrestler in the world.
All right.
I can't name like, Nia Jax. Like, no, it's not Nia Jax. You know what I mean?
Kelly.
Kelly wasn't that bad.
Yeah, she was pretty bad.
Okay. Would you rather have Kelly or Maxine Dupree?
That's like asking me, hey, would you rather have this plate of shit or this bowl of piss?
Okay, would you rather have Kelly or Maxine Dupree?
You mean like together?
All right, man.
I'd rather have neither. All right. Are you a fan?
Kelly, I know it.
Hello. Are you a fan of reading creepypasta stories? I used to be heavily into that. Then I kind of fell off. What about you?
Reading? No. Watching YouTube videos about it? Every now and then.
Yeah,
depends on my mood.
Yeah, I mean, they're interesting. Like you said, every now and then I'd go back and listen to a creepypasta story because, I'll be honest, I thought they were kind of true. Like the story about Nickelodeon, where like the Rugrats was based off of Angelica's like imagination or some shit like that, or creepypastas about the deleted episode of Dragon Ball Z that never aired, and Vegeta's a zombie and he eats everybody. I'm like, oh shit.
The episode of Pokemon where kids get seizures or whatever.
Well, that actually happened.
Yeah, I know, but
right. Or fuck. What was I just had on the
Michael Jackson coming to your dreams as the Thriller zombie.
Well, that actually happened. but we won't talk about that. Yeah, creepypasta is entertaining. It just, again, like Justin said, depends on my mood. Your thoughts on the wait, hold on. Okay, I'm on the story. Your thoughts on the Backrooms? Are they real or just an internet legend? What's the is the Backrooms that like creepypasta movie that was made on the internet? And I think the director, he's a teenager and he's getting it made into a feature-length film for A24. Is that it? Anybody can answer that in the chat room?
I honestly don't know. Yeah, I never heard of that before.
Yeah, if it is what I'm talking about, so the Backrooms, I've only seen like stills of it, so I haven't seen the movie. It was directed by a teenager who's like 16, 17 years old. A24 picked up the rights for the movie, and the same guy who directed the internet movie is going to direct it for A24, and he's a fucking kid. So I mean, that's pretty nuts. A24 would be like, hey, we're gonna have a teenager direct this movie. Yeah, again, if anyone can, remind me of what that is, that'd be great. Why do you think there's barely any Samoan women wrestlers? The only two that I can think of are Nia Jax and Tamina.
I mean, you want to count Ava and Vanessa Bourne, who used to be in WWE, and Dakota Kai, like her mother's Samoan.
Right.
There's women. There's women out there. I mean, not a ton, but there's women out there.
All right. Yeah, I'll agree with Justin on this one. What was your opinion on Texas' own George W. Bush? Not really a political person, so it's just like one of those things of like I wasn't for him or against him, so I was just like, don't care. He
didn't impact my life whatsoever. I was fucking 13 when he became president. Like, yeah, he was Texas governor before that. Like, he had no impact on my life.
Right. So, do you like the Austin Power movie series? I do. I didn't like 3 that much, but yeah, I liked 1 was a classic. 2 I thought was better. But yeah,
yep.
I enjoyed them.
I 100% agree. Obviously, I like the Austin Powers movies because it's a parody of James Bond. So of course, Austin Powers. 2 was better. 2 was better than 1. 1 was still great, but just the time traveling, going back to the 60s in part 2 was just fantastic. 3 was, I mean, yeah. It was definitely hit or miss for sure.
It's not my bag.
Like I think they went too over the top on some of the things, like Scott becoming fucking, Dr. Evil. Is
It's not my bag, baby. I have a signed book written by Austin Powers saying this is my bag, baby.
Yeah,
very, very quotable. Do you know what's a shame? We'll probably never see a Nexus reunion in WWE. And do you think Heath Slater will ever return to WWE? I mean, I think he could, personally. You never know.
I do not. He's like Matt Cardona, and him, Matt Cardona, Brian Myers, Swoggle, they're all a neatly tight unit. And although I've never heard a podcast from them, I'm always knowing what's going on with them because they all work like nearly the same shows. I think that Heath Slater is doing just fine what he's doing right now. And plus, he's 40 years old. I mean, that's not like super old or anything like that, but I think I really think that he's well content on making his money on the indies. I don't think he wants to come back to WWE. I think he's fine what he's doing right now.
Yeah, just nothing wrong with that. What are the rich and poor high schools in San Antonio, and does San Antonio have suburbs? Yeah, we have suburbs.
Ish, kind of, sort of, yeah.
The Dominions, those are pretty much the richest part of San Antonio.
So like the high school, so like Reagan. Would you consider O'Connor
a rich school?
not a rich school, but more than Warren, I will say, right?
Yeah. Pretty much anything in Marbach and Ingram, or the Ingram area and Culebra, I would consider like not ghetto or rich or poor to be like in general, but just like not exactly like the hoity-toity like rich schools. I'll just put it that way.
No, I'll tell you this: Memorial, Fox Tech, Kennedy. Those are those are rough, mate.
Holmes is bad.
Oh,
From what I can remember, it was bad.
oh no. It's like Jay.
Yeah, Jay's pretty. I won't say horrible.
Well,
but,
probably
yeah.
now, not when we were growing up, but like probably now, yeah.
I mean, do you think Warren's gotten worse, or do you think it's kind of the same?
I mean, since my dad still lives over there, like every time I go over there, and like sometimes when I see kids out of school, like because I went, you know, the Walmart that they for some fucking reason they built maybe like 3 years after we got out of high school, which really pissed me off. But you know the Walmart across the street from Warren.
Yeah.
So I was over there one day gassing up, and it was like during lunch, and I you know, and like it was like during lunchtime, and saw the kids that were walking across the street. I was like, these kids are kind of like us. It just kind of reminded me of us. They were just kids. You know what I mean? Like I didn't really see like any kids that were like bad or like, you know, even though our school kind of had a few little assholes, but like I didn't really see anything like I didn't see anything where I was like, oh man, Warren is better or worse. I just see it as the same, personally. But,
Okay.
I don't know. And plus, we got friends that have kids that are now in high school now that are going to Warren, so which is kind of fucking sickening to my stomach saying that.
Yeah, it just seems weird. You know, high school happened a long time ago, and now we're fully functioning adults. Yeah, you're probably more of a fully functioning adult than me.
Penis.
I stand corrected. Do you remember Napster and LimeWire and the effect they had on the music industry? I do. I use LimeWire more than Napster.
Yeah, LimeWire for sure. I mean, and Kazaa too. Don't forget about Kazaa and all the fucking viruses you get from that shit.
If you wanted AIDS on your computer, LimeWire and Kazaa were the place to go. But Napster I didn't use because I think by that time Napster was kind of fucked because of the big lawsuit with the what's his name from Metallica, which I thought was
James
stupid.
Hetfield.
No, not James Hetfield. Lars.
Oh,
which I thought was stupid, but whatever.
Sullivan. I
Yeah.
mean, it was a different time back then. They didn't understand, like. Yeah, but even at that too, it was like we were stealing music and movies, like, like 100%. So like, you know, you fucking like download fucking new album that took like 7 days to fucking download because the internet was fucking at less than 1 megabit per second.
Whereas nowadays, like a fucking entire album drops on Spotify or YouTube Music or what have you, and it's just like now it's the new norm.
Yeah.
Like the things that were considered heinous back in the day, and I say heinous with quotation fingers. Nowadays, it's just like it's the norm. Smoking weed was considered bad, like terrible back in the day. Now it's just like there's weed shops everywhere. So I know it's like 2 different mediums, but you know what I mean. I categorize my life into 4 different time periods: before and after my dad died in 2005, my high school years, 2007, 2011, My college years, 2011, 2017, and finally during and after the COVID pandemic. How would you categorize the years in your life? It's kind of a broad question. An interesting question, but very broad. I mean, my high school years, that was 03 to 07. Between that, before I actually went to college in 2011, that was, I guess... those are years of my life I kind of wish I did differently. I'll just leave it at that without getting too deep. And then 2011 through 2018 were my college years, and it was that long because I kept going back and forth through different majors, primarily at a Vista, and then I went to UTSA from 2016 to 2018, and then I graduated, and 2018 till now has been, I guess my adulting years, I'll put it that way. Because I'm engaged, and I have a government job, and I've had this show. So, those are my years. What about you?
I will say between 88, because I was born 88 to 93, just baby, right? So, 93, when I started in elementary till whenever, I forgot, it was like 99 or whatever, whenever I went to middle school. Then middle school, which is like 99, so like 99 to like 2007, wherever I graduated high school. Then 2007 through 20, I will say maybe 20, I'll say 2007 through 2010, just like out of high school trying to figure shit out and, going from job to job. Then 2010 is when I got like my first apartment and stuff. I would say through 2014 was, growing up and, doing all this stuff, paying for like bills and shit and getting new cars and shit. Then 2014 to 2021, that's like my spectrum. Like I really put that spectrum was my life, and now, became supervisor and made six figures in 2020, all that stuff. Then 2021 through today, Spine Buster T's.
Yep.
That's pretty much it. So.
Next.
And 1988 through 2023, crack smoking.
Ah, okay. So you started smoking crack at 1?
No, 0.
Ah, okay. You were smoking crack in the womb.
Yeah.
Ah, that's the way to go.
Yeah, I told to be a good person. Yeah.
Am I the only person who misses wrestling federations having cruiserweight and light heavyweight divisions? It worked back in the day because, most of the time your top talent, even your mid-card talent, were, bigger guys. Nowadays, like, it's kind of the new norm where majority of your talent is, smaller. So I guess bringing back cruiserweight or light heavyweight titles seems kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Passe, or just.
Well, that's why they have the WWE Speed title that they're gonna be creating, or that they created rather.
There you go. And lastly, from Kyle, who would win in a hardcore death match between New Jack and Nick Gage in their prime?
New Jack.
New Jack's actually killed people. Actually, Kyle has one more question. Is Tony Khan going to pull an Eric Bischoff and join the Elite? He wants
after what we saw tonight, no.
Oh, he'll fucking do it. He wants to do it. He wants to be an on-screen character so bad. It'll fucking happen.
I don't know about that. I don't know if he wants to be an on-screen character so bad. I don't really agree with that.
If I had $1 million, I would bet that. Actually, I wouldn't bet $1 million, but I would bet.
Yeah,
$10.
what gives you that impression? Because he hasn't really like tonight is like his first time that he's actually like been on TV in a segment. Minus like, hey, we're gonna make an announcement or this, that, and the other. Like that's like the first angle he's ever been a part of in 5 years.
It's just dollars to donuts. I think he's gonna fucking be a character. Just it'll
mean,
happen.
probably now, possibly, but like I don't think he's dying. Like, oh man, I want to be a
dude.
Like I don't really get that vibe from him.
I mean, Dixie Carter became a character on television. It'll happen. Like, trust me, it'll happen.
I mean, technically, he is now because of what happened tonight.
Yeah. But that was all from Kyle, and Savage Elite has the last batch of questions.
God.
All right.
Gonna be here all night now.
Oy. How do you handle Twitter accounts that you don't like? I had a guy comment on my tweet saying Mania was better, all because I like Dynasty. Depends on the comment. If it's just a bunch of knuckleheads just trying to like start problems and just be dicks for the sake of being dicks, I just mute them, and then when they just really start becoming a nuisance, I block them. I just keep it simple. What about you?
I don't pay attention to that stuff. Like, like if it's their opinion, I'm not really gonna like, you know, be all pussyfoot about it and like, you know, block them or whatever the case would be. Unless they're being like, you know, total dicks or whatever right now, but I would just say ignore them. If it becomes like a real issue that you're bothered by it, you can always mute them. You know, blocking. I don't really like to block people unless it's like certain streams, like, hey, you stupid monkey, like something like that. Well, yeah, you're getting blocked. But you know, if it's just like them trying to troll you based off a matter of opinion, it's like, yeah, you know. Sometimes if you don't respond, sometimes it's you know, it's okay too as well. But sometimes too as well. There's people out there that really are not really trying to start shit. They're just like, hey, Mania's better than. But at the same time, it's like, why are you bringing up WWE during a fucking AEW pay per view? And I'm talking about what happened on AEW. So anyway,
exactly. What games do you go back and watch the cinematics for the most? Me, Splinter Cell, mainly the first 3. The Last of Us, I usually every now and then I like to watch a walkthrough for The Last of Us. You know, whether I'm working or if I'm just, you know, doing shit around the house or if I'm bored. The Uncharted games and the Resident Evil games. What about you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Resident Evil's pretty cool. Me, obviously, I mean, GTA, obviously, that's obvious, right? Actually, I was watching, today at the shop, I watched the whole GTA 4 cinematic movie. Like, just fucking love GTA 4, man. So, it's the most serious out of all the GTA games. Like, it feels like a fucking crime drama that Scorsese fucking wrote. Metal Gear, to your point, Resident Evil, Fallout. Well, I mean, Fallout, I'll just watch like the gameplays itself. So, just anything that like a game that I know that I'm not going to play, I'll just watch like a playthrough or like the cinematic movie to it. Even like some older games, I'll probably go back and watch too as well. Like Final Fantasy VII, you know what I mean? Like those blocky text, fucking crappy graphics. But I'll go back and watch that too. So, but obviously GTA, Grand Theft Auto is like the main, and Red Dead Redemption is like the main things. Like I could go and watch any one of those walkthroughs and be fully entertained. Like it's a fucking high budget movie.
Yeah. You haven't watched the new Fallout TV show?
I have not. I've heard good things about it. But I have not as of yet. I don't know if I am. But I don't know. I'll probably have to make some time to check it out if I want to. But yeah. But Fallout though, like the games themselves, like Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3 and Fallout 4, you know what I mean? But definitely New Vegas and 3 are some definitely classic games.
Yeah, I haven't played the Fallout games, but I'm always open to games, so I'll give the Fallout games a chance. I basically kind of just said the ones that people talk about mainly because everyone says they love New Vegas. It's even like on the list of like best Fallout games.
Yeah, and Fallout 76 is shite.
And then I heard.
Have you? I know we're off topic, but I know you said you're gonna try Red Dead Redemption. Have you got into that yet?
I have it for PS3. I played a little bit of it. My whole thing with games is that I get into this habit of buying too many games and not finishing in them. And then if there's like a new game coming out, my attention goes primarily to that. So
I can see that, yeah.
But I plan on finishing it and just committing to it. But yeah, I remember watching my friend play Red Dead, when it came out a long time ago for 360, and I'm watching him playing. I'm like, oh, this is a pretty good game. It seems a little too complicated for me, but it looks fun. So yeah, I plan
Red Dead 1's good. Red Dead 2 is incredible. Both games are slow to start, but once you're in it, man, you're in it.
Right. No, I mean, again, and it looks well made. It looks like a great game. It's well acted, video game. So I plan on finishing it. All right, pick one. So we have choices. Cash or card? Ooh, personally, I prefer cash.
Cash. If anything happens to our banking systems, a card ain't gonna mean shit.
No. I mean, back in the day, I used to just primarily use cash over a card, but things change. Lemonade or tea? Tea.
Lemonade. Strawberry lemonade is like the apex of fucking delicacy in a drink.
I prefer raspberry lemonade. Pork or chicken? Chicken.
Oh, come on. What kind of fucking question is that asking me that? Come on, man. Chicken. Fried. Deep fried. Buttermilk. You motherfucker.
That sounds good. Road Warriors or Demolition? Road Warriors.
Yeah, same. Demolition is the knockoff version of the Road Warriors. Even though Demolition is fucking fantastic.
Lastly, Deadlies or Hardies? Hardies.
If I can only see one match from one team, I'm going with a Dudley's fucking ECW hardcore flaming table match. And I love the Hardys too, but I'm gonna go Dudley's.
I've always liked the Hardys. I mean, primarily I was always a Jeff guy. But yeah, the Hardys were always my team growing up. All right, so now we have a tier list. Oh boy.
You missed a question.
Well, no, it wasn't a question. It was him saying, I don't have a question, so here's a tier list.
No, you missed a question. Number 4.
I did? Oh, okay. Shit, I'm sorry. What 80s TV shows did you really like to watch? I guess, does Fresh Prince count as a 80s show since it came out in the 80s?
No, that's a pure 90s show. It didn't come out in the 80s either. It came out in 1990, I believe.
Golden Girls. That's an 80s show.
Yeah.
What's another 80s show?
There's a ton.
Yeah, I can't really think of all of them.
You got the sitcoms, Cosby's. You got
watch that. Yeah.
Yeah. Cosby's. What's his name? A Perfect Strangers. Fucking Balky.
Oh yeah.
Balky Octopus. Full House. That's starting in the 80s.
Yeah, it was primarily a 90s show though.
It was mainly a 90s show, but it started in the 80s. It started in 87, I want to say.
Okay.
Fucking Family Ties. What else? I'm just naming sitcoms too. I'm not naming fucking Knight Rider, Miami Vice. I mean, those two shows right there are like fucking Magnum PI. What else?
Homicide: Life on the Streets.
Homicide: Life on the Streets.
That was basically Law and Order before Law and Order.
I've never heard of that show before. Homicide: Life on the Streets?
Yeah, it came out on NBC, either NBC or ABC, but yeah, that was. I think that preceded Law and Order. Like the same people who were on that show came out on Law and Order, SVU, all those other shows. But yeah, it's a hard show.
The Wonder Years, Wonder Years.
Oh yeah,
man.
I watched the Wonder Years. Yeah, fuck
yeah.
The Wonder Years.
What you do when I said you?
Was you scared I walked out on me?
Married with Children.
Oh fuck yeah, Married with Children. That was my show.
I mean, maybe consider a 90s show, but like it started in the 80s. A different world. I mean, black. Black people and black. Alf. I mean, and that's not even like including like the fucking like cartoons. Like okay, Thundercats, G.I. Joe, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Transformers, Smurfs. Fucking Baywatch. I think Baywatch started in the 80s technically too.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers. Wrestling? WWE Superstars or WWF Superstars? The A-Team? Like, come on.
I think, didn't Cheers start in the 70s?
Cheers?
I thought it started like in the late 70s.
No, that's like early, probably like 81, 82, I want to say. Nah, that's definitely, it's definitely that's definitely 80s for sure. Right. I will bet my life savings on that started in the 80s.
Right.
What's that other show? Facts Alive.
Oh, Facts Alive.
MASH.
Yeah.
MASH was in the 70s. You said MASH, right? I know it ended in the 80s. I think it ended around like 82, 83. But yeah, that's definitely a 70s. Well, I don't know when MASH started, but I know it ended in the 80s and started in the 70s, so.
What's another show?
21 Jump Street.
21 Jump Street. Johnny Depp.
Charles in Charge.
Charles in charge of our days and our nights.
Oh my god. Fucking Scott Baio just like hey, let's take the young guy from fucking Happy Days and give him a fucking TV show. Oh, that was a great idea. Oh, Designing Women. That's a design. I mean, the reason why I remember Designing Women is because my mom loved that fucking show.
Oh,
remember sitting there watching with her, and I didn't know she was, trying to turn me gay in the process,
Ma or Mod.
Oh, Mod.
Jesus. I only know about that
70s. I think that's 70s.
I only know about that show because of Family Guy with the really long Mod intro.
Oh my god, Mod! But that was every time in the 70s, man. Like fucking Mod, like she fucking had a fucking. She was a woman, but she'll fuck you in your ass with her penis, man. Like my name's Maud. Like, good god, Moonlighting's another one.
And then there's Maud.
Next Generation Star Trek.
Oh, that was my shit right there.
Yeah. I mean, A's had a ton of shit. I think I said A-Team already. I think.
Yeah, but that's we're gonna be here all night with that. Let's move on to the '80s movies tier list.
The '80s movies tier list. All right. Let me click it. Let me open it up.
Let's see what we got.
Hopefully, there's like 70 movies on here. That's not a lot of movies.
Okay, why the fuck can't I open it?
It's like 20 movies.
Okay, here we go. All right, S tier, A tier, B tier, C, D, F, and then unseen. So you know the shtick. All right, so let me start off with the first one: 16 Candles.
16 Candles is one of those. Fuck, I forget the name. I forget the name of the director that made this.
John Hughes.
John Hughes, yeah, John Hughes movies. Yes, John Hughes movie. There's people who swear by this movie. I don't think it's an S. I don't think it's an A. I think it's a B. I can definitely watch it and not turn it off. I'll get through, majority of the movie with, before I get bored of it. But I think it's a B movie. I think it's pretty good.
All right. All dogs go to heaven.
What about you?
Oh, B tier. Same thing. All dogs go to heaven.
They all go to hell for me. F.
What the? Okay, I'll put it in the F tier because it's not one of my favorites.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm going C. It's all right.
Yeah. Back to the Future.
S tier. One of my favorite movies of all time.
I'll put it in A tier. Beetlejuice, S tier.
Beetlejuice is A. It's a strong A for sure.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
B tier for me.
Same.
Good movie. The
Breakfast Club.
Ooh, wow. I'm on the fringe of going S, man. Oh,
It gets an S from me.
God, man. I don't know. So as of right now, I'm going A. Top A. It may go up to S, but top A.
Child's Play. S.
I guess they're talking about Child's Play 1, so it's S tier for me if it's Child's Play 1. Or 2, really, but yeah.
Dead Poet Society.
What would you give Child's Play?
S.
Oh, okay. Dead Poet Society, it's not my type of movie. I see why it gets all the acclaim, but it's not my type of movie. If you put it as an S tier or A tier, totally understand it, but it's D for me. It's just not my type of movie I like to watch.
That was a good movie. I'll give it a B. Or it goes in the B tier. Dirty Dancing. It's a little overrated for me, so I'll say D.
You said D?
Yeah.
D for Dirty? Well, I had the time of my life, and you're getting an F. Yes, it is true. I'm just kidding. It's a B.
But I do it all for you.
I mean, fucking, Patrick Swayze's from San Antonio, Texas, too. So
he's also 40, pretending to be like a young kid in this movie.
Well, I mean, that's the 80s for you there.
It's like he's 40 and she's 15. So, E.T. Yeah, I was never crazy about E.T. I'll give it a C.
Yeah, it's good, but it's not one of those movies I will go back and watch. Like, I see why it's popular. I see why people love it or whatnot. It's top C for me. I feel bad giving it that, though. I really do.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
To me, that's an S tier.
I'll give it an A.
That's a fucking S tier for me. It's a bottom S. But that's my type of movie. It's timeless. It puts you right in the time of fucking 1986. It's fantastic.
Boom, boom.
And the music is fantastic too.
Footloose. Never was crazy about Footloose.
Yeah, love the 2 or 3 songs that came out of this movie. The movie itself is meh. I'm going D tier.
The Fox and the Hound.
You gave it what?
Oh, Footloose?
Yes.
D. I gave it a D.
Fox and the Hound going C. I wasn't really too crazy about that era of animated movies.
I'm going to put it in the B. It's just a heartbreaking movie. Friday the 13th, the first one.
See, this is I really liked.
Actually, I'm gonna put it in A.
Put in what?
I'll put the first Friday the 13th in A.
Yeah, it's my favorite horror series of all time. It's my favorite slasher. I give it an A. But as a series, is for me, it's an S. But for the movie itself, yeah, fucking Pamela, the killer, not even Jason. Sorry if I spoil a movie that's 44 years old. You can go fuck yourself if you're mad over that.
God damn it. Okay. Ghostbusters.
S.
S. The Goonies. I didn't hate the Goonies. I liked it. I thought it was good, but it wasn't really my cup of tea. I would say C.
It's a B for me. I got top B right now.
All right. Gremlins.
S.
Top A for me.
Fucking love Gremlins.
Heathers. Never seen Heathers.
Love Heathers too. Mid A. It's fucking great.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
This is one movie in one series that doesn't get enough respect nowadays. It's a fucking S. Bottom S, but it's an S.
I haven't seen it in a really long time, so I can't really remember it that well.
God, man, that movie, man.
So I'm gonna have to say D because I don't remember it that well. The Indiana Jones movies, which I've never seen.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ, man.
I'm sorry, I haven't seen them.
So Last Crusade is a B. You got Connery in there, you got James Bond, and you got fucking Han Solo. It's gonna be a good time. Right. Raiders of the Lost Ark. I'm gonna give it bottom S. Temple of Doom. I know people don't like it. They say it's the weakest of the franchise. I don't think so. It's my favorite Indiana Jones movie, and I know I'm in the minority with it. I know, I get it, 100%. I know, I get it. I give it middle S. I love Temple of Doom. I love how dark it is.
Right. I'll get around to watching them eventually. The Karate Kid.
S. Not top S, but probably like towards the top.
I would say top A for me. Kiki's Delivery Service.
I have no idea what that is. That is gonna go in the unseen category.
It's an anime. It's okay. I'll put it in the D category. Labyrinth. I haven't seen that.
It's a fucking Jim Henson musical. They had boys in the movie. It's a C.
The Land Before Time.
Probably one of my favorites from this era. With that being said, top B.
I will say middle B for me. The Little Mermaid.
Wasn't into The Little Mermaid like everyone else. I know everyone. It's a classic, obviously, right? You know, it's part of Disney history, right? And you know, we know Ariel, we know Ursula, right? We know the story. For me, however, we know the priest with the little penis at the end. We know that shit. For me, it's bottom C.
Middle B.
It's not my cup of tea or story. So
right.
Middle C. But you said middle B for you?
Yeah, middle B for me.
That's fair.
I like Disney movies. I mean, I grew up on that shit. Yeah, Little Mermaid's not one of my favorites personally. It's The Missus. That's one of her all-time favorite Disney movies. If in fact, probably her favorite Disney movie of all time. Little Shop of Horrors. I was not nuts about it like everyone else was, so I would say D.
Bottom A. Love it. Just fucking musical about a fucking killer plant that ends up growing and fucking funny. It's fucking funny too. So, you know, damn good movie.
I hate musicals. I'm sorry. Musicals just aren't my thing. I mean, this.
So, what that mean? You hate Disney movies then?
Those are animated. It's different. Live action musicals. I'm not big on.
Right. So you hate live action musicals versus animated musicals.
It's complicated. I don't feel like getting into it right now because it's getting late. So, but yeah, just live action musicals. I'm not nuts about. The Never-Ending Story. I never have seen it. Actually, I have. I just don't remember it that well. So, I'm gonna say I'm putting the F category.
You're putting the F category, but you never seen it?
No, I don't. I don't remember it that well. I've seen it. I just don't remember it. I remember the song.
But you remember it sucked.
I don't remember it sucked. I just don't remember it that well. I remember the song.
I got an D, top D. But you got an F?
I'll just put it in D. Fuck it.
Like, I thought F was for fuck. This sucks.
F is for fuck. F is for fuck around the pussy. Nightmare on Elm Street.
First one, S tier.
Definitely.
One of the greatest horror movies ever, so.
The Outsiders. For me, personally, S tier. I like the book and I like the movie.
Like the book, like the movie, B tier, top B. It's a very good movie. Very good movie. You got your all-star cast in there. Everyone's in there, including C. Thomas Howell, who went on to do Blackface and Soul Man. It was one of the best movies of all time. So,
Jesus Christ. Is that your Von Wagner movie of all time?
That is my Von Wagner movie, actually. Like, that movie sucks, but it's so fucking good.
Oh, right. Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
You know what? Like, over the course of the years, I've grown to like it more and more and more. I always liked this movie, but, like, I just really appreciate it for what it was and what Tim Burton did for this movie. It's a bottom A for me. It's a really good movie.
Same thing. Poltergeist.
Poltergeist, I really like Poltergeist. I think it holds up today. I think it really holds up today. I got it middle A. It's a middle A movie for me.
Yeah, same thing. Great movie. Princess Bride. That's it. That's an S for me. I love Princess Bride.
Yeah, Princess Bride is, yeah. Not really, like, this type of movie is something I really don't really like, get into, but if you didn't like the Princess Bride, man, there's something wrong with you. It's a middle S for me, man. It's fucking fantastic.
Hey, pretty lady.
Yeah, and Andre was fucking fantastic in that too, so.
A certain charm. Inconceivable. Spaceballs. That'll be next to bottom A.
I got a little bit above. I got near top A. Near top.
All right. And then Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back.
It's S tier. Middle S for me, man.
I'm
not even like a huge Star Wars person, man, but this I will say the first 3 Star Wars movies and fucking Revenge of the Sith. Revenge of the Sith is my favorite Star Wars movie. That's fucking really good. I'm not even a Star Wars guy. But
that's a bold choice.
I love Revenge of the Sith. It's fucking awesome.
I don't know, because usually people shit on the prequels.
I think nowadays people are coming around on the prequels more because of the last trilogy. I know a lot of people don't really like. There's people saying that 2 is boring. I think 2's okay. I mean 2 has fucking Christopher Lee in it. You got fucking Dracula in your fucking movie. How can that be bad? But fucking Revenge of the Sith? Oh, Revenge of the Sith's fucking awesome. Like you already know what's gonna happen. You already know that fucking Anakin's gonna turn to Vader, and you just gotta see how it fucking happens. And just like the memes that comes from the movie too as well is so great. Like Master Skywalker, they're surrounding us. What are we going to do? He just pulls his fucking lightsaber out and fucking slays the kids. Fantastic. Fuck those kids.
And then at the end, when he finds out Leia died, he just does a no.
Just see him in. Oh god, it's really good. I love Revenge of the Sith.
You were my brother, Anakin. I loved you. I hate you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a big Star Wars guy. The missus loves Star Wars. I mean, I've seen the movies, of course, because I would be thrown out of this house if I didn't. Empire Strikes Back, I'll put in like middle A. Return of the Jedi.
Return of Jedi, bottom A. Bottom A. It's weaker. It's weaker, obviously. People think that's the best Star Wars movie of all time. If you think that is, great. Just for me, just Empire Strikes Back. Obviously, if you lived back in 1980 when you first saw the movie in the theater, and I don't know if you ever seen, but there's actually like someone from 1980 recording the battle between Luke and Vader, and when Vader said, "Luke, I am your father," Yeah, the reaction in the theater at that time, like from 1980, is fucking unbelievable. It's on YouTube.
For this you know to be true. Yeah, bottom A for me. The Terminator.
It's gonna go second rank S, right behind Back to the Future. I fucking love the first two Terminator movies. Fucking love it. Like, I can watch it over and over and over again and not get bored of it. Same thing with Back to the Future. I can watch those two movies and just won't get bored of them at all. Love the fucking first Terminator.
Yeah, I'll say top A, not because I didn't like it. I mean, I love Terminator 2 better.
Oh yeah, absolutely, for sure, yes.
But yeah, this is still great. It's top A, and no matter how many times I try, I can never not do the Terminator theme. Just like I did not too long ago. That dun 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 dun. You heard the story that O.J. Simpson originally was picked to be the Terminator, right?
Yeah. They didn't pick him because they thought he was too nice.
Right, because what happened was they wanted Arnold to be Kyle Reese, and they wanted O.J. to be Terminator, and what the fuck's his name? The director, James Cameron.
James Cameron, yeah.
What was like, okay, so who's who? Because they're both big guys. So originally, James Cameron was like, I think Arnold would be better as the Terminator, but Arnold was like, I already just played a big tough guy in Conan the Barbarian, or I think Conan came after Terminator, right?
No, the Conan Barbarian came out in 1982. This came out in 84.
Okay, and so they went out to lunch, and like James Cameron was having lunch with them. Is like, hey, so what do you think about the script? And the whole time Arnold's like self-consciously talking about how the script would work better if he was the Terminator. And then at the end of the
right.
Yeah, at the end of the lunch, like James Cameron was like, okay, well, do you want to be the Terminator? And Arnold was like, I don't know about that. So he's like, James Cameron's like, take a day and then call me back. And it's funny because then Arnold had a documentary on Netflix and he brought up the OJ thing. And he's like, yeah, they didn't think it was believable that OJ would be a killing machine. And like everybody in the studio started laughing, and Arnold's like, yeah. So there you go. The Shining.
I like The Shining.
Yeah,
no, go ahead.
No, I like The Shining. I wouldn't call it one of my favorites. I would say B tier.
Yeah, right, same thing. Middle B for me. Good. I think people overrate it a little bit, saying that it's one of the scariest horror movies of all time. But it's really good, though. I mean, I like it. I mean, I thought, I thought the adaptation for this was really good. So, middle B for me.
All right. The Thing, you already know me. Thing is S tier for me.
Yeah, that's like one of your favorite horror movies of all time, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Me. I don't know if I want to do bottom A or top B. I think I'm leaning towards top B. Probably, well, maybe actually underneath Outsiders, actually. So right behind Outsiders on top B. It's good. It's really good. I personally prefer the original. If you're asking me, I prefer the original, The Thing, just because of it didn't need all the gore and the everything to make it still a chiller sci-fi movie. So, but yeah.
All right, we have three more. My Neighbor Totoro.
I know that this is a anime classic. I've never seen the movie before. I know what it means to people. Like, and people are, is it S tier or A tier? If that's great. I haven't seen it though, so I can't really say.
Haven't seen it either. War Games. Never seen War Games.
It's free on YouTube, if I remember correctly. C tier. It's good concept for an 80s movie. Those crazy 80s premises with computers, actually coming around prominently in the early 80s. So, C tier.
Lastly, Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
It's a bottom S. How can you have the likeness of every fucking cartoon character that ever exists to be in this fucking movie and not be a fucking S? Fantastic.
I'd say top A for me. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. It's one of those few movies I remember watching, like as a kid. Like, not as like, this is my first memory of life, not just like a movie, but this is like my first memory of life is watching.
Oh, right here too, 100%. And fucking Doc Brown was fucking scaring the shit out of me in this movie
when he fucking boiled that cartoon shoe in acid.
Yeah, that and fucking his eyes turn to fucking knives and shit. Like, oh, my God.
And just Jessica Rabbit, just like ooey.
Well, I mean, that's another story for another day, but, you know, we ain't got the time for that.
And, Bob Haskins, that was almost Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. I'm kind of glad it was Eddie Murphy.
Because I don't think... he said he wasn't crazy about the whole thing about animation. Then he watches the movie and he's like, well, I feel like an asshole. And then
but Bob Haskins played that tremendously when, like, he was British. And he had to do fucking, Lost LA Street. He's like, yeah, safe. Like, it's really fucking good. And also as well, I love the noir. Like, I love noir 1940s, like Los Angeles. Like, that's just like that's another reason why I fucking love LA noir too. Like, I fucking love LA noir. Even though it was just like a fucking detective game, but still, like, just because it was like that 1940s LA, street life. So yeah, that's another reason why I love Who Framed Roger Rabbit. So,
did you ever play Wolf Among Us?
Yeah, really fucking good.
I played it like last month. Fucking great. And it's
really fucking good. Well, that's one of the no, not one of the first Telltale games, but yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, the sequel's coming out. They already put out like not a teaser, but I guess just showing artwork for it. So it's coming out this year.
That, The Walking Dead, the Batman game too as well.
Mm-hmm. Classic.
Yeah, they're all great games. All great games.
The Walking Dead is like the one game to make me cry so fucking much. Just, if anyone's played it, like, if you don't cry during this game, there's something's wrong with you. Like, you have a heart of stone. But, like, this, especially the ending not only made me cry, it made me laugh. I don't know why. Like, it was a combination of laughing and crying.
I'm assuming you played the second one too, right?
I played the whole series.
Oh, you played the whole series? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, the end of the series, I was just like, something got me, and I'm just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And I was just an emotional mess.
That pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie.
Like, pissed you off in a good way or in a bad way?
In a bad way.
Oh, just come on.
Yeah, it pissed me off, but,
But, yeah, that is the entire list, people. So let's just upload our thing onto the chat room. And I already uploaded mine.
Put mine in there now.
Alright, there's our tier list. So, alright, people. That's the end of the show. You got a little bang for your buck.
You were more A heavy, I was more S heavy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of movies.
A ton of movies, yeah.
I love movies. So, all right, peeps, we are done. We did 2.5 hours tonight. You got a lot of bang for your buck. As always, I would like to thank the man I was going to say man to my right, but you're not actually in front of me. The man on the other screen, or other side of me, Justin, for being here tonight, man. Thank you.
Absolutely. It was a very fun time. Very fun time.
Yes,
apparently, Twitter's having a meltdown right now. I don't know what the hell's going on, but I'll have to see what the hell's going on.
I'll check it out for myself.
Yeah.
But
AEW related, so Jesus Christ.
Oh, I'm going to need to see this. As far as our linky links go, you know where to find me. X, Twitter, whatever you choose to call it. I call it Twitter. I don't call it X. It's stupid. So Twitter, DY Experience, Instagram, the Facebook page, which I don't even really use that much.
Or what, the Instagram page?
No, Instagram I use. That's That's not so much for the show. It's more of like a not really a personal, but like I'll post like memes or quotes, sometimes pictures. I don't really share my personal life on Instagram because I don't really think anyone needs to know about it. My Facebook, I mainly just add friends and family.
Yeah.
And
you should make a Instagram for the show. That would get more people to know about the show.
Yeah, I'll do that. I will do that. And then we have a YouTube channel, which it helps to get those numbers up. So far, I think we have like 114 subscribers. So, and then, yeah, pretty much anywhere that podcasts are, distributed, like iTunes and Spreaker, what have you. That's where you can find us. And what else was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Culture Attack. Me, Ruben, Prime, and myself, we have a show which used to be behind a paywall on Patreon, but the Patreon is no more, so that show is now to the public. We just put out, I guess, the first official public show. So listen to that. We covered the movie Civil War, not the Captain America one, but like the newest Civil War movie that just came out, and X-Men 97, and the Deadpool Wolverine trailer. That podcast is primarily for entertainment, movies, TV shows, pop culture. Sometimes wrestling, but we mainly like to keep it non-wrestling related. So that show is not weekly like ours. It's usually like bi-weekly. But we already have these shows downloaded from the Patreon, so we're going to, I guess to kind of keep people satisfied, we're going to Ruben's going to upload the older shows, week by week until we do a new show.
Goddamn doo-doo.
Goddamn it. But yeah, Culture Attack, people, look for it. It's awesome. Great show. And that's enough about me. Justin, tell them about Spinebuster Tees and.
Of course, you guys know where to find me. SpinebusterTees.com. Come and check out all the t-shirt designs I have available on SpinebusterTees.com, including I'm wearing the shirt right now as I speak, the I Am a Mark t-shirt, the Weapons of Pro Wrestling t-shirt. I have the Icon Series Mommy t-shirt, Rhea Ripley inspired. I Am Pro Wrestling, the Pineapple Pizza Hill Heat t-shirt, the Just Enjoy Wrestling t-shirt, Vanilla Midget, the Star Ratings t-shirts because of, Dave Meltzer's, poking fun at Dave Meltzer, so. All those designs are on the website. Also, Spinebuster Tees on Instagram. Follow me on there where you keep up with me on anytime I drop a new design, anytime I get anything new in my shop, action figures, pops, you name it, which is at my shop, Spinebuster Tees at Wonderland of the Americas, Crossroads Mall, San Antonio, Texas. If you're in the area, come visit, come check me out. And you're going to be coming to a wrestling shop with hundreds of action figures available, Funko Pops, trading cards, memorabilia, including autograph 8x10s, vintage magazines, obviously the t-shirts, socks, lucha mask, hats, everything. So definitely come visit, or if you not into any of those things but just want to come talk wrestling, you're more than welcome to come into the shop and talk wrestling with me as well. So I'm like to make a safe space for all wrestling fans, right? Where if you're a WWE fan, AEW fan, if you like everything, if you just like to watch independence or deathmatch wrestling or anything like that, Spinebuster Tees at the Wonderland of the Americas is the spot for you.
Yes, sir. You heard her first, people. And if you can't make the trip to SA 210, there's a website. So, SpinebusterTees.com. All right, we're done. That's the show. We will see you guys next week, same time, same channel, to talk about the draft and any other big news going on in wrestling. Oh, and also Backlash prediction show. Anyways, peeps, we're done. See y'all later. Take care and peace out.
Peace.